There we go, a couple more folks. Just one more minute. Normally we have a few more people. Yes, it should, Ramon. I'm waiting for my new one. Unfortunately, the guy that could get it to me is it's on a plane. All right, well, we're live, so I guess anyone joining us a little late will be able to watch us on YouTube. So let's get started. Hi, welcome to Everscale Community Call number 98. So we're 2 away from the big 100, the big 100. Wow, it's interesting. Been a long time. Been a lot of ups and downs, and at the end, you know, we're pushing right through everything. So many new use cases, so many new things going on. Just excited, I guess, a little bit. Welcome. We're going to have only basically 2 new presentations today, but both of them are pretty darn cool. So the call should go pretty swiftly. We have a presentation for Everangers. We have a presentation for Everscale poker tournaments. So yeah, I mean, interesting stuff. But before we get to that, I'm going to go ahead and annoy everybody like I usually do at the beginning and be repetitive and a broken record and just sort of go through the tidbits of call etiquette. Please turn your cameras on unless, you know, you're waiting for a proctologist to put on his glove or something like that. Please save your questions until...
That reminds me.
Right? When you're over 40, buddy, you got to do it. Please save your questions until each presenter is finished with their presentation. Use the raise your hand feature in Zoom, I beg of you, please. If you're one of our beloved YouTube guests, there's a comment section. You can write your questions in there and we'll get to them at the very end of the call. And of course, as always, the call is conducted in English. So let's begin with Mitya, like we always do, for the latest technical information. So Mitya, if you're ready, please. Dear Mitya.
Yes. Hi.
Yes. Hi.
Yeah. Okay. So for the technical stuff, so where some of you may kind of feel the pain of the DevNet. And so we have an unstable DevNet currently. And that's because someone wrote a very interesting contract, which is doing some nasty things to the network. And that allows us to debug certain things that we didn't think we will need to right now. So so we're doing that, and like this is on top of the patches that we planned to and deployed there. So we deployed patches that we need to test in order to upgrade mainnet. We kind of faced this problem with the contracts and some contracts on the DevNet. Started to fix this, so created more instability. The network halted today during our tests for some 20 minutes or something. We've been able to restore it, and we'll continue to apply certain patches. It's a general, like, these things are kind of deficiencies in the original architecture that just weren't yet fixed, and they're located at the edges of the platform, like very deep, kind of, for example, very deep trees, cell trees, and so on. And that imposes some limits on the block collation, which fails, and so on. And so it's hard things to fix, because it is usually like this kind of changes should be structurally planned ahead, but because it happens right now, we cannot plan ahead, so we have to fix it now, and that's what we are doing. But it's kind of hectic a little bit. So that's basically it. It delays our plans on mainnet upgrade because of this, because we cannot test properly without fixing the devnet first. So again, this cumulative patches, which are a huge patch already by itself, will be even larger now. And obviously, I'm kind of looking at it philosophically, because sooner or later we would need to do that anyway. But it never happened in real life. Like, it never happens in the timing that you think you need it to happen, right? It's just events of real life. So yeah, so that's what we're doing, and because of that, because we couldn't upgrade the network in a planned fashion, like we did the upgrades, but we couldn't patch them in time. We're delaying obviously the things that we had to do in the first quarter, which is the decrease of fees, the gas fees, and because we cannot do that before we move before we apply all the patches that we worked on. So once we do, then we will go and deal with the gas fees. So more or less that's the status. There is a question, I think Ron posted me.
Yeah.
About Darkpools something.
Yeah, I mean, the question is basically, and I had to paraphrase it. So it's what's better, which I don't think you can answer that, but what's better, or what will be launched first? Is it going to be boosted staking or Darkpools? And then, of course, when? And I think when they're talking about boosted staking, they're talking about version 2. I mean, I can answer that when it's voted on, but yeah, I mean, when's
technically, I don't think it's a question to me, because Darkpools and boosted staking are not one or another. Darkpool is a technology. Boosted staking is an outcome. How do you achieve boosted staking? It's another, completely another question. The Darkpools, as I said, they are ready. The code has been published in KWPC repositories. So if you want to use them, you're welcome to do so. They have been audited, and apart from that, you can also they are interesting because you can see there the codes in both Ursus and Solidity. So it's a more strictly more verified language to start from, which Solidity was then translated to Solidity. And so yeah, you can use this if you want, and the governance can use them if the governance wants to, and to use them in any way or fashion, and that may include the boosted staking. And you can stake in what is Darkpool is you stake something for the period of certain years or whatever, and then you have a grace period in which someone else, like the governance, can put a second leg, put a boost into your stake. That's it. And so you can use these contracts to do whatever you want in terms of farming or boosted, whatever you call it. But I know there are other boosted staking kind of contracts. I have no idea how they done, because it's not something that I did. So I have no idea. Maybe there are other contracts that you can use for boosted staking. Again, the decision is the governance decision, or whatever program they want to launch, when. They bottom line, the technical ability, they have the technical ability to do it now. The rest is like if someone from the governance will come and say, like, help us to launch a dark pool for that program, we will gladly do that.
Thank you. Okay, I hope that answers your question, whoever you were that wrote it in. Are there any questions for me too? No. Okay. All right. Let's move on to our next presenter, who's none other than Alexei Darkwing. He's here with us to talk about a project called Everangers, which is a quick and safe token exchange platform. That's what I was told. I don't know much more about it. I'm actually very interested in finding out more because it was thrown at me just a week ago. I looked at the landing page, looks good, but I want to know a lot more about it. I should mention, the original presenter had a personal emergency literally 40 minutes ago. So what Darkwing is going to do is sort of just go through the slides, read the information, answer any questions that he's capable of answering. But for the most part, I think that the team that developed it will actually be able to answer that at a later time, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Darkwing, podium's yours.
Yep. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes. We can hear you. Can see your screen.
So yes, due to some family emergency, the leader of this project, Alexei Novikov, cannot join us today. That's why I will tell you more about Everscale Tezos blockchain breach. So this breach was oh yes, you see my screen. Okay.
Yes, we do.
Great. So this project was created during the, during the Tezos hackathon, and so let me explain you. So first of all, why could users need a breach? For example, users have token in Everscale Tezos. It's an organization that helps people in different hard situations. To do this, we need to exchange our tokens to Tezos tokens, and that's why we need breach. Also, users from both systems could be able to use services from both systems, buy, sell, games, and so on. Another, and I think one of important thing, is DEX. That because on Everscale side there is unique distributed DEX, which is called Flex Everserve, and to use these DEX, the users need Everscale tokens. Go to the next slide. There are 4 possible approaches to do it. Centralized exchanges, but we need KYC and so on. Using existing DEXs, like we can exchange swap Ever to Ethereum, then from Ethereum to Tezos. Also, we can use breach with consensus-based approach between participants who run the breach software and lock a certain amount of pounds as insurance in case of malicious attempts and slashing in case of fraud. It's not. It's also good, but high fee and transaction limit based on funds of participants of the breach. And another way, actually, which is this way, it's atomic swap-based breach. It's complex, but it's very effective. So the algorithm of this breach that user with Everscale wallet send some funds to hash time lock contract. Then with our relay, these funds, this relay communicate with Tezos breach multisig, and using hash time lock contract based on Tezos, we transfer the funds from the user. We transfer his funds to our wallet, and in exchange, he gets funds from the bridge. So our killer features. Bridge software won't receive users' tokens before the user receives tokens on the other side of the bridge. Two options for bridge implementation. Yes, now bridge is implemented in two languages, TypeScript and Rust. It's good protection from bugs in the software, and yes, it's convenient for participants. I mean, bridge operators. By the way, bridge operators, it's users which lock some funds and become, yes, bridge operators. They are here. And each version of the function bridge software is a multi-sig custodian. Yes, it's very interesting thing that we have two multi-sig in Everscale and in Tezos, which we use to submit and verify transactions from the users. Yes, it prevents us from some hacks, some failures of one of the servers, and it won't affect system performance. Bridge features bridge features. First, we can exchange Tez token to RAP Tez tokens. We can exchange any Tezos token to RAP token in Everscale network. And on another way, we can exchange Ever to RAP Ever and any Everscale token to Tezos token. Yeah, it's user-friendly, easy to use, and what is more important, atomic swap based. More security, yes, and open source. Some difficulties that we encountered while implementing the project. One of the little problem that there is no way to attach additional information with a valid address in Everscale to transaction in Tezos. I mean that in Everscale, we have messages, we have payload, we can attach some text and so on in this payload. In Tezos, actually, they don't have such, I don't know, paradigm in default contracts. That's why we need to use two transactions in the batch. Batch, it's a batch. For example, we run one batch and it will do two operations, two transactions, and so on. So what is done now? Two variants of the off-chain relay software, actually, as I mentioned before, in TypeScript and Rust. Front-end MVP, which will be later announced in the chats of Everscale. And now we are on the stage of testing, of checking everything, and so on. HTLC contract on Everscale, and by the way, now I think on Tezos too. Yeah, because this presentation was prepared during the hackathon, as I mentioned before, and at this time we don't have HTLC contract on Tezos. Now have. Roadmap. Yeah, by the way, it's a team of this project. And what is more important, this team was created fully during the hackathon. So now we have some users which are involved in Everscale, in developing an Everscale, and so on. So roadmap of this project is add liquidity to support existing tokens. It's about 63 tokens in Tezos and a lot of tokens in Everscale. Implement DAO to some decisions like add new bridge, update software, and so on. Integrate with DEX, integrate to wallets, and integrate with service providers. So the links for testing and so on, soon they will be officially published. And by the way, GitHub too. And yes, it's Everscale Tezos bridge based on atomic swap paradigm, something like this.
Thank you very much. Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Very good. There were a couple of moments that your internet went haywire, but that's okay. It was a very good presentation. Thank you very much for that. We have hey, you know, that it happens. We have several questions. So first, Ben, please.
A very simple question for you, buddy. How soon do you think it will be before a plebeian user such as myself will be able to use this?
I guess in a week. This week or maybe
Awesome.
start of the next week.
Wow,
It will
great
be,
work, guys.
yes.
It's a heck of a lot better than soon.
Yes, it's very. I don't like the word soon, but yes, really, very soon, in a week. Yes.
Okay, we have another question from Pavel. Pavel, please.
Yes, thank you for your presentation. Actually, I didn't get the point. So you said that there are no HTLC contract in Tezos, but you plan to launch this project in a week. So
I will.
could you explain this?
Yes, I will make this comment clear. When we prepare this presentation, it was created by the end of Tezos hackathon. We don't have, yes, this contract, but now we have, and yes, the bridge can be run only with 2 HTLC contracts. Yes.
Okay. Another question. That relay, is it some open source software which everybody can run, or how?
Yes.
How can I? Okay, but I can become a relay without any staking tokens. It is just anyone can run it. Is it correct?
I'm not sure about the sum of tokens about which are needed to run your bridge. Yes, I can say for sure that everyone can run the bridge, and it's open source and will be open source. About the sum of tokens which may be needed to be locked by this bridge operator, better maybe to ask Alexei. Yes.
In that respect, I see that there is no consensus. So any relay can confirm any operation.
Okay. No. We have, if I understand right, we have multi-sig, and bridge operators. All bridge operators, they when they become bridge operators, they become custodians of these multi-sig. So to perform some operations, we need, for example, we have 12 bridge operators, so it's 12 custodians. That means that to submit some transaction, we need 7 signs or 8 signs. To be honest, don't remember about this number, I mean, of signs. So to perform some operations, we need to reach this consensus and, for example, have 8 signs for operation.
But it's very strange. You mean that you need number of signatures to initiate transaction, but once it is initiated on one chain, then on another chain it should be executed automatically. Because again, what you said, it's a bit contradicts to the concept of HTLC, because you need only one secret to release HTLC. to release balance from HTLC?
Maybe because don't want to share some wrong information, and Alexei is the architect of all this bridge. Maybe it's better ask him not to just share the wrong information. Maybe I missed something because I don't know 12.
I think Alexei Novikov should know.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not clear from that picture why you need to send token from HTC to bridge multi-sig, because the idea is that that token should be collected. It's not exchange.
No.
So it's not exchange. It's not exchange between two users. It is exchange between bridge liquidity provider and user wallet. I think that's the point.
Yep.
So bridge operators, they act as liquidity providers for actual transfer of value. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, thank you for your question. Thank you for the answer. And I think, if more clarity is needed, then we'll have Alexei Novikov answer that. Normally we go to YouTube at the end, but there are two specific questions. The first is there a demo for Everangers?
As I said, demo will be shared very, very, very soon.
And then we
have them actually, but don't wanna.
Okay, understood.
What? No.
Sorry, were you still speaking? I apologize. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Demo will be. Demo will be shared in some days, in few days, 1, 2, 3, very, very soon. I mean the link for the demo because we have the link for the demo, but don't want to share it.
Okay, and the second question is the code open source? Be interesting to see.
Yes, it's open source and will be shown to everybody. Yes, it's open source.
Okay, and it can be seen now, or will in a matter of days or weeks? Is it open now?
Yes, just a few days, really, just
few days.
It's open now, by the way, but I mean, we will team will share the link in a few days. I mean, the link to find it. If you're lucky, you can try to find it now because it's open source right now. But some days.
Sure. Okay. Alexei, thank you very much. I don't think we have any more questions, so let's move on to our next presenter. That's going to be Cyril. I'm going to say Kirill because it's with a K, from Pokerton, which I hope very soon will be rebranded into something a little bit more Everscale-ish. I think we talked about that, but it's up to you guys. Anyway, he's here to talk about several tournament announcements, including the Fire Qube series in poker. So if you're a poker fan like I am, this is for you. So Kirill, please go ahead.
Greetings, everyone. I'll be brief. Pokerton has prepared a series of special tournaments called Fire Qube Series, which will be held on April at Pokerton. The prize fund of all tournament series is 500 QAP Qube tokens. Qube, yeah. In the end of the series, we will send all Qube tokens to winners. To enter tournaments, you need to start Pokerton bot, and then full-fledged application will be opened, and you need only to find tournament section and find some FireCube tournaments. For example, we have some free rolls. For example, you no need to pay any buy-in. But the prize pool in this free rolls only one cube. If you want to win, for example, 25 cubes, you can enter on 10th April FireCube and pay. You need to pay 25 ever. Yes, you need ever tokens to
10 ever, it says.
10 evers. Yeah. Sorry, 10 evers. Yes, buying 10 evers, and you can win 25 evers. For example. Yes, soon we will publish full schedule of tournament series, and you can find this schedule on Pokerton Telegram channels. If you have any questions, you can ask on Pokerton chats, and we will answer. Yes, as we see, Qube token has a high demand and low supply, and many people want to buy it on pre-sale. And we, as Pokerton, give opportunity to win tokens through playing poker. I think it's cool mechanic. It's like it's form of play to earn mechanic, play poker on ever or for free and win tokens. I think it's cool mechanic. Please join us and try to win some cube if you don't enter on pre-sale on Everstart. For example, I personally have some small allocation of tokens, Qube tokens. And little reminder about Pokerton. 1 minute. Attracting new users to Everscale network is a part of our mission. It's our main mission, and we have been the first Everscale partners from the start of Everscale network launch. We host first tournament at 7 days after the Everscale mainnet launch, and also we will continue promoting by adding Qube or Soon token and other partners project tokens as prizes in Pokerton tournaments. Ron, if you want, we can promoting tokens of I forgot naming.
Ever.
Ever. No, not ever.
Qube.
Wallet. No Qube. Not Qube. I forgot.
Swap.
Surf token.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
You can give small allocation to Pokerton, and we can create tournament series. But after Qube and after Soon token, guys, we can host the tournament series. And
why? Don't do that.
Also, we can do it together because I don't want to mix. I think that great to focus first Qube series, then other series, only one series per day. Yeah. And we have posted a report about Pokerton performance you can find and acquainted with our report in the forum. We have 500,000 users in total, almost 230 on-chains wallet. Yes, That's all.
230,000.
Salmon. K. Yes, I forgot K. That's all I want to say. Please join FireCube series. If you have any questions, you can ask in chat, and our admins will help you. Thank you for your attention.
And thank you, Kirill. That's wonderful. Very interesting. Fantastic. So everybody who wants to join, do it. No. Personally ask you to go and do it. Unless you hate poker and then learn how to play and do it. Thank you, Kirill. Appreciate it. Okay. So let's move on to our last segment. Hang on. I always come up with these silly quotes.
I look forward to them every week, Ron.
I'm sure you do. You stay up nights wondering what Ron's going to come up with, and it's so hilariously funny that even I can't laugh at him. So as always, here comes our quick shot curly fry. That's you. Aspiring musician, word magician, and community statistician on an information mission. Then.
Woo! Yes, that's your best one so far. I like that curly fry.
Really? I thought that was the worst one. All right, but okay.
I might change my Twitter handle now. British
Silly me,
curly
blushy
fry.
blush. All right.
Brilliant. Okay, so bits this week. I've got fucking loads to get through. So let's start with content. We've had some content coming out in the form of Everkit's Nikita did a really cool interview. We've had an article about NFTs on Ever, how to make your own NFTs, going through Grand Bazaar and a few other processes. There's been a really cool article come out about grants and the Scouting Grants program, and also a couple more on that note. So again, if you've not read them, if you've not shared them, you know, if they're on Medium, you can go on, you just hold the button and do some claps, and it helps the visibility. Yeah, really helps the words. Okay, so we've had some video content, apart from never mind the shitcoins, of course. There's been a bunch of summaries of the weekly meetings gone out on the the channel you're watching now if you're on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. There's also a bunch of really helpful videos gone out on the Surf YouTube channel as well. On the note of the Qube token, that's been really interesting, hasn't it? They did, as you might have seen on Kirill's screen there, 5 times their own hard cap in the pre-sale, so demand was huge there, really. And I believe they also burnt all the Ever from the transaction fees from that token sale, so that's pretty cool, really, isn't it? A little bit of burn. Still on the note of Broctus, the bridge, Octus Bridge, is now even easier to use. They've kind of streamlined the processes over there, and they've also had the 4th part of the bridge token airdrop. So if you hold bridge token and you've been holding, go collect that. Why not? Free money. There was not such good news. A couple of issues this week which have been noted about impersonators in Telegram. So people pretending to be, members of the EverX team or the Broctus team, sending out just basically, if someone messages you out the blue, it's probably not one of us guys.
The Surf team, a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, basic advice, if you're on Telegram, you can always check the message history. If you go into the chat and try and send us the first message, etc., you'll always be on the right route there. But no one's ever going to ask you for your private details, your name, your phone number, nothing like that. I don't want to know those things about you. So stay vigilant, basically. June Network, I think we've touched on this, but basically, I believe the 99%, the majority of this should have gone through by now, all the tokens. I mean, I believe my second half of my tokens were pretty much toward the bottom of the list, and I've received them. So if you haven't yet, and you're wondering how to do the final steps or whatever, send me a message or reach out to Fabrice or someone will help. There was amazing news, see what I did there, with the Amaze and EverX partnership. I haven't really read into the details, but I know that it's pretty cool stuff. Alex might be able to fill in, give us a word on that in a minute or two. And, so podcasting as well. KWPC, I believe that's coming soon if Meech is not still with us, but he's got big plans. Myself and Anastasia are actually kind of moving on to a bit of a project, so he's got new hosts over there, but it's all still very exciting stuff. And on the note of, me and Anastasia doing a little project, never mind the shitcoins news. We're going to be doing our first episode I mentioned it a few weeks back now that we've got some plans in the works, but like I say, obviously there've been a few events and that kind of thing. It's been, the brakes have been put on, but this will be coming soon, tonight, hopefully. Touch wood, definitely. I've even recorded a theme tune for it. And final one for me, which segues and ties back nicely to the Tezos bridge. I'm trying a little viewer giveaway competition with the Nevermind the Shitcoins show, podcast, whatever you want to call it nowadays. So if you watch the show, there's a little viewer listener contest where you can win 100 ever. Brilliant. And my lovely other half also works for a project running on the Tezos blockchain, and she's thrown in 100 Doga tokens, which is a very exciting project over there. So soon you might be able to bridge them across to your Ever, stick them in your Ever wallet. Hey, brilliant. How's that all tie together? I like when that happens. And yeah, I believe that's my bits for the week. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much, Ben. Well, you always do it so quick. I don't understand how you just right through it, man. Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, we do have a question from YouTube, and it goes to me, also to Mitya and Chuck and a few other people, but I'll deal with it. So it's a long one, but let me condense it into one simple statement. Somebody's asking about the status on QAN QuickApp Ninja, saying you supported it, meaning myself, a few other people did as well, and wondering what the KPI was completed. Please say something about content now. And then why no comments, why no nothing. So first I'd like to say I did leave a comment. I left a very extensive comment. I didn't leave it in the QAN chat. I replied in a chat that is called that is directed directly at me and at Chuck, that was started within the forum. So I replied where the comment came. So if you go and look there, you'll find it. If you'd like, I'm happy to replicate it on the QAN chat. And the bottom line is this, it's quite simple. We follow a process. So I supported it. I think a lot of people supported it. It passed, which is why it was supported. Since then, there has been an analytics report that's been requested per the original partnership proposal, and we're waiting for that. My understanding is part of the reason that report wasn't published was because it might be not necessarily necessary, because it might put somebody in under a sense of impropriety. However, I requested personally that it be published, and as I understand, it will be. So I don't jump to conclusions like some people do, judging based on the fact that something happened a year ago. It's important to also remind people that the QAN partnership was, if not the third, maybe the fourth. So we're talking about somewhere in the June-ish, August-ish timeframe of 2021, when we were just, still unraveling how all of this is going to work. I absolutely agree that whatever the report says, I will support whatever that says. But I don't work on the basis of personal emotion. Where there are some things that happen with QAN where tokens were sold without results being provided. Yep, I agree. I absolutely agree. But I also think that before you go to an emotional tirade, why don't you read my comment, which I didn't leave in the QAN chat, like I said, which I'll happily copy and paste. And the second thing is, let's wait for the report, and then we can throw stones. Okay, so I hope that answers that question. And that is pretty much it. Unless anybody else has a question or a comment, I think we're done. Anyone? Last call for alcohol? No? Okay. Everybody, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. I do it every week, and I love your support. And everybody enjoys these calls. So have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. And I haven't done this in a while. How about because we have time, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.
Bye all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.